Oh, here we go. Here's one. Yes. Oh, here's some more. It's fishing time. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Hello, welcome back. I did some things off camera. You may have noticed I got some more med packs. I did some fish, created some more med packs. Also off screen, I took out a biter base here, which was really difficult. I did die. No, I didn't die, but I lost some more vehicles. This biter base over here was a lot easier to manage. I did that just because there was constant attacks coming up here. There's just way too much pollution for that close base. These attacks are a lot less frequent, so I'm going to leave them alone. This base was actually really easy to take care of. It didn't have any of those big biters. It just had the little ones, or the small worms and medium worms. One other thing I did off camera was I put in the last 12 boilers, so we can see we have a full possible 36 megawatts of power. And then I added some more radars around the map. I added one there, I added one down here, and then I added one at the top here. Also took some time to clean out my inventory, dumped some wood, some stone, updated my inventory. I turned on the personal logistics. In fact, I actually want to make myself white so I'm easier to see. I don't know if I was white already or if I was black. In this episode, I think that's about it. I added some more turrets over here, and then I added a little turret down there because you can the biters can walk across here, right here and here. But I don't think they can anywhere else. In this episode, we're going to make concrete because we need concrete. For the base, it's the last item we need. It's starting to get used more and more in some of the later items, like this, which is called meteor point defense. Takes concrete. Also, before I expand to the iron outpost, I really want the big electric poles to try and make a proper rail network. And we need concrete for both of those. And then we'll want concrete, I think, for the substations, and there's some other items in here that might want concrete. So, I don't remember exactly what concrete takes, but let's just sit down in assembler and see what it takes to make. Okay, iron sticks, stone bricks, and sand. Actually, I should leave that there. I don't think anything takes refined concrete, fortunately. Alright, how am I going to do this? Sand. Well, we can actually make sand here. That's great, because those are made in assembling machines. We don't need to turn it into glass. The bricks might start to be a problem. How much? Take my little mod here, my rate calculator. 0.375. If I had 8 concrete machines, that's 3 a second. This, when it's working, is already taking a quarter yellow belt. Not to mention what gets made at the base. I produce 7.5 at the smelting factory. So basically, I'm just going to say 3.5. We could use the existing stone bricks if I make if I have this in a series of 8, I want a lot of concrete. I want to store it. I do like paving stuff. Especially with the clean concrete mod that I have, where like that little rock there, if I were to pick up some stone, I don't know if I've demonstrated it. And it's gone. Ta-da. So it removes things, otherwise you'd have like grass and stuff popping out. And on the alien biomes mod, it gets pretty annoying when you have a section that has lots of like this stuff popping through. So the base is mostly idle. It's never going to pull as many resources as it did in the beginning. I'm probably safe to just take iron and stone bricks off the belt. So let's just get started. My input is here, but I could very easily just have it up there. We'll extend this so I know where my no-go zone is. And we'll start building it here. Could even build it down. We go here. That gives room for belts to go by if needed. I said 8. I don't think I'm going to get much more than that unless I do a designated thing. Which might be the next step. Because I know I'm going to need I'm going to need like double the amount of glass I've got here. And I'm going to need more bricks. I haven't even really been making green circuits, but those take stone instead of iron. We're late enough to the game. I can start using these. Now, before I deal anymore, so you're gonna see me build my first blueprint or build my first setup, because I don't have a setup for this. I don't think I made one. Yeah, that's old stuff. Yeah. Which is fine. It's fine by me. Water gets pumped. Sand gets... How much sand? 6. So these two can fit on a belt, technically. And this is producing 360... Do I want to do something like that? Or do I want to do something like this and move it over one? It's probably the way to do it. Let's get some light in here. Stuff's not. Copious amounts of light. You could probably remove these middle ones and that, yep. So we have our out. We're gonna want our in. Which means Probably want your outs to be over here, and then your ins for the inner belt to be over here. Which means your ins can be over here. And then those can be like that. And then under, and that is your setup. I don't have bots, just pick it up. Place it down. Outputs. Input, input, input. Output, output, input, 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 input. Yes. And the reason why I do it this way is so I can have two things. I'm trying to stagger my inputs so the inserters on opposite ends aren't both trying to pick up from the same spot. It's better if you can try and stagger them like that. There are times where it doesn't really matter. Inputting the same place on the belt is totally fine because inserters only input on one side of the belt. So, I need copper circuits to build those. This produces 3 a second. This is consuming 1.2. So this could be doubled, and it can. And I kind of built it with that in mind. If I wanted to later. That goes over my path. Whatever. I want one full lane of sand, and then I guess I don't need these. I can get one full lane of sand, and then a split belt of the sticks and stone. So let's get the stone. Just filter it out. Other side. I'll have sand come in on the left. That's on the outside. That's on the inside. You can output over there. That works like half-second crafting time, 1 iron plate to 2 iron sticks. And then sand can come in here. So let's go build our sand array. No, I wanted to. Oh no, that's not what I meant to do. Shift drag with the deconstruction planner to undeconstruct. 10. And this is 11. So the whole thing is 21, 22. Yeah, okay. Let's build this down here. That's a lot. Might as well use the whole thing here. Yes, it's even going to use 6. Now this is a bit different ratio than everything else, which is interesting. And since we are no longer poor, let's build some lights. All right. Now for this. That is, I think it's going to be A-okay. Yep, that's fine with me. Okay, let's just do straight lines. And then I just need to bring water in. I think we should be good. That's sand done. Is that necessary? No. Closest water source is over here. Do I have my car? It's up here. Let's grab it. And I can get rid of that. I forgot to do a volume check before I started recording this segment, but hopefully nothing's changed. Too much anyways, so hopefully I sound similar than last episode. Oh, I just built in front of me. That was smart. I've been kind of thinking about what other series to do, and I think there's a lot of fun things for me to do with the Factorio since I haven't played a lot of mods. Pretty much most of my Factorio experience has all been in vanilla Factorio with some mods. I haven't played like an actual mod pack. The space exploration is like my first big mod pack, but everyone says Pyanodons is really hard. The Warptorio like completely changes the gameplay loop of Factorio, which is pretty interesting. So I'm down to play any and all of those, and when the new update comes out, to play that. To play things blind that I haven't had any experience with. I kind of regret playing this mod for like 20 hours or so. Because I think it would have been fun to see how I dealt with stuff originally from the very beginning. Obviously, when I get to the actual space and the actual rockets, completely never done it before. I'm going to spend a lot of time thinking about how to craft stuff. I'm going to spend a lot of time thinking about what type of base I want to build. Ah, that's why it's not working. Oh, there's that answer. All right. Now, what I'm going to do... 2, 3, 4. This might seem a bit excessive, but I assure you it's... I guarantee all of this will get used, and it's going to go by so fast. Okay. Actually, what I can do is do something like that. Now there is concrete. This will make a lot of concrete. 1, 2, 3, 4,800. Let's do some calculations. You can't see my calculator. But if I do 4,800 times 4, 8, 12, 16, 76,800 concrete. So that's 76,000 tiles. And I believe there's over 1,000. No, there's not over 1,000, but there's many hundreds of tiles in a single chunk. So, yeah. All right. With that out of the way, by the way, how is it keeping up? Looks like it's keeping up fine. The bricks move, all the machines stay green. This little green light here, green, yellow, red light, tell me if a machine is active or waiting for something. Why are you red? Oh. There you go. Sorry, there you go. Oh, that might have been something else I did when the camera was off, is I added these inserters because I wasn't researching. Speaking of which, should probably start researching. That'll be nice to have. Not really using any of the other research. It's not being built in the mall. Whatevs. Let's see. Let's grab refineries and those. I do have pumps. I do have 10 of those. Let's grab 10 more. Let's grab a stack of those. And let's just turn these all these blue. These should all be blue now. They require more energy, but they produce less pollution. I don't think I have any stone furnaces. No. But I've got a bunch of those. Okay. Oh, these are getting made. Nice. Alright, let's plop down the next blueprint. Which is this. You can build this and then go outposting. This thing's getting pretty big. Here we go. The mod, this is a mod that adds safe fillable water. It's basically it's the opposite of landfill, but there's some restrictions on it. All right. Let's get this up and running. Grenade time. Oh, there we go. So about the off-camera stuff, I think I might do that from time to time. If it's something I've done a lot, like if I need to build a bunch of smelters, I might pause the recording and do that off camera. If I need to do my tidy up my inventory or something, I might do that off camera. I think it'll make the videos just go a little bit faster, and I think it'll be a net benefit to everybody. I'll always do the first time I do something on camera, even if it's monotonous. So when I get my rail network up and running, when I start doing big expansions, I will record that the first time. But then maybe in subsequent times I won't. Same thing with outposting. I'll show outposting every now and then, but not every time. This is looking pretty clear. There's maybe some stuff here still. Oh. I wonder why that stuff is missing. Let's plop it down again. I should probably remove these from the later versions so I don't have to constantly delete them. All right. Power first, probably. Science last. Let's get this up and running. Or let's get this built, outpost, and then we'll build the science. That would technically be the most efficient way of doing it. Because then while I'm producing the oil, I can be building the science array, science manufacturing area. Back to those. I was still using these, huh? In the blueprint. Sometimes I'm a bit too stingy with resources. I think things should just be electric power. Medium electric poles from now on. This is certainly a lot to build. In other news, it looks like I might be busy this upcoming week. So I'll try and create a little stockpile of videos. I want to be able to release at least one video a day. I don't plan on playing this for the next year. I plan on like maybe within a month or two beating the game. We'll see, or at least getting it all the way to the end, so it can near the end. Because I think there's a couple different ways to beat the game. Some of them more time consuming than others. There's gonna be a lot of thinking and stuff involved, but a lot of thinking, a lot of planning. And that's kind of to the place of the game that I want to get to. Wow, this is just missing? What did I do here? Cannot build on shallow, muddy water. Okay. Turn that off. Put that in my inventory. Build 7. Interesting. That would explain a lot. So that would go there, and that can be built there. Nope. I see. So again, stingy with the power poles. It wasn't absolutely necessary. But putting a medium between everyone would just make it easier to build, drag and drop, right? My very cringe circuit network for the pumps. I'm not good with circuits. It's one of my weak points. I try and avoid... I don't do anything complex. I shouldn't even say I try and avoid doing anything complex. I just don't. Partly because I don't know how. And when I did try, it was basically me just troubleshooting every single combination until I got it to work well enough. And that was an even unloading crude oil station. Because one of the things you'll see with crude oil is the cars won't empty at the same rate, and then the tanks won't fill and empty at the same rate. And I wanted it to them all be the same to unload at the same rate. And I spent about 4 hours trying to make that work, and I think I did. I don't have the blueprint in my blueprint book anymore, but I'm pretty sure it still exists in one of my creative worlds that I still have. Probably in an older version of the game. Yeah, unfortunately, I can't just drag these like belts. The underground belts and regular belts will like be used automatically if it's on a blueprint. Just nice quality of life thing. But I guess pipes and fluids handle a bit differently. So you got to do one and then the other. Just back and forth. I guess I'll do another pass. I'm too lazy to hit R, so I'm just finding which direction my pipe is going and then putting it over a ghost that is going in the same direction. Okay. This one I have to turn. Well, I guess I don't have to, but I want to turn it, so I don't feel like going all the way up. This technically doesn't even need to be built yet, I guess. Oh, we're done with the research. Guess we'll get solar panels out of the way. Let's research gates. And that'll be good to have. And I guess in case we run into a situation where we need that, that's fine. This space doesn't use stack filter inserters though. Right. It's water. Okay. Ooh, forgot a tree. Alright, let's see how far we can get with these pipes. Right, I'm out of those. Is that even right? Probably, yes. $192 of these left, huh? Kind of a lot. I know I'm gonna need more, so might as well just build some. $100. I want 200. Alright, I have 150 more. Grab the 100 the first time, we'll be fine. I can drag these sections, but I have to let go after I do it. Drag, let go. Drag, let go. Drag, let go. Another spot, huh? Oop. Like this. First, I need to come here. Get this set up. That is left over from a different type of style of blueprint. I used to do, this one produces rocket fuel, and then these produce solid fuel, and I had 5 of these. 5 solid fuels. And I made the rocket fuel here, and then I turned it into liquid rocket fuel for the rocket. I decided to move that elsewhere, and this belt is just a leftover thing of that, because I had another one of these up there. But I was too lazy to change it. All right. I'm going to build stuff on this side, and then I'll end it like that. And then I do have these everywhere to help make sure that what I have on the belt is the right thing. That's not necessary really because I'm not taking it out of there anymore. And then it'll help if anybody actually asks for the blueprint. I could give it away. That's fine with me. So I'm perfectly willing to share these if anybody wants them. Good. Okay. Yeah. Does that really go to that? Yeah, that's water. Okay. Now this base doesn't quite produce enough plastic on its own. Not quite enough refineries. A 100 yellow belts left. Okay. We are running low on them. This is water. Petroleum stops here. Just to keep things straight. Whoops. Yeah, that's correct. Gap here. No. Keeps going. Stops down here. This is where it stops. In, and then I think these are also in. Let's build that. I don't need that one. Oh, I ran out. Ran out of those too. Wow, okay. Still have these though. The undergrounds. These two are explosive shells for tanks. Man, it's kind of hard to see some of these blueprints. Or these ghosts. In, out. In, out. In, out, out. In... That's not needed anymore. I can do these. These green circuits also aren't built to ratio. You'd want 1.5 machines per one of these. Ah, that's why iron isn't here. Gonna grab more resources. Another stack of those. Another stack of those. One more stack of those. More lights. Medium electric poles. Another 100 of those. And yeah, that's gonna happen, isn't it? I want pipes. And I want iron to make more handcrafting, but I don't want to pick up a bunch of other stuff as well, so I'll just come here. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Okay. That should help. That's filled up. That just needs the light fuel. Build this balancer. Huh? Oh, I forgot to pick up belts. And I think this episode's just going to be building this. Next episode will outpost, and then I'll go over how it works when it's working. So there'll be visual information to go along with what I'm talking about. I think it'll make it a lot easier to understand. Belts. So just stick with me for that. Need more undergrounds too. 36, I'm fine with that. 36 splitters is fine with me. This is a sulfuric... No, what is this? This is lubricant. That's what that is. Oh, I need more of those as well. Let me grab those. The base doesn't quite produce enough plastic, and it doesn't quite have enough oil refineries. I have 10, which ends up being 200 crude oil a second when it's fully working. Unfortunately, it needs like somewhere between 12 and 14, I believe, is what I found in testing. But hopefully it's not needing to be working full-time all the time. And that was when I was launching, when it was just going full blast, and it was launching space satellite rockets and building the people rockets, Argo rockets, at the same time. So once we get it up, initially, it'll probably be fine. Especially once we get some better modules. Oh, yeah, okay. Here's another one lane to one lane balancer. One lane comes in here. Whatever's on this side gets put over here, and then again, whatever's on this side gets put over here. The splitters just split the lane, they don't balance the lane. So this takes the inside, or the left lane, puts it through. And then this takes the right lane and then puts it through. And then you're combining them. So it like rebalances in case you're taking heavily from one side. Oh, I thought I ran out of yellow belts. I was gonna ask what's wrong with me, but Oh, yes, and that's like that for this reason. Because if that wasn't there, that would look like that. Right. Okay. Those should be outputs, right? No, these are outputs. That last one is not. Putting out 4. A yellow bolt can hold 7.5. We can finish up with the pipes. Okay. Come on, there we go. I lost the little modules that it wants, but that's fine. Forgot that inserter. And I'll bring this down to the path. Nope. Okay. This kind of looks good to me. So I think, yeah, we're still researching. Oh. Yes. Batteries, yes. I could also get the physical damage. All right. I will say one of the reasons why I don't overly stress science early game is there's so much idle time and so much building that 45 science per minute is totally reasonable. You're not going to be, you know, I think it's a happy medium between blasting through science really quick with long periods of idle time versus just kind of chugging through it as you're building the base, as you're researching through the text. When you kind of finish out of the red-green science, you're ready for the military science. As you run out of the extra military science, you have built your production science or your blue science, and now you can start researching that. And so it just kind of like chugs along at the pace that you build the base. And so you don't need to overcommit and build these large science facilities that are idle 50, 60, 70% of the time. Besides, anything after rocket science, what I know from this mod is it needs to be built in space, which is just another reason. But even my vanilla games, my first base is usually pretty small like this. Small science array. And look at all this infrastructure that it takes to power it. You know, this is like all oil refinery, and it's not quite enough. You got our 3 oil products, our plastic, our batteries, and our sulfur on these belts. Speaking of which, then we can get our cliff explosives up. We can get our tank researched with the blue science once we get a little bit farther into production science. I really just want to, because I'm going to forget about this later, because I'm going to be like, this section's already built. No, it's not. It's not already built. All right. This is looking pretty good. I need coal, steel, and iron input over here. And then I need to build the train wall. So I think I'll do the train first, and then I'll hook this up. I don't know exactly where everything's going to go yet. but I'm just going to do one last look over to see if I forgot anything obvious. How about those pipes? Did I finish doing those pipes? Yeah, that looks good. All right. I will see you guys next time. I think in the off screen I'll clear out some trees around here. And I will see you guys after that. Bye-bye.